So this is the list of films, at least the ones that were catching my eye when we were putting this together. So 7, Heat, The Usual Suspects, Casino, Clueless, Jumanji, Braveheart, Toy Story, Apollo 13, Billy Madison, Empire Records, Bad Boys, Friday, 12 Monkeys, Batman Forever, Tommy Boy, Waterworld, Hackers, Goldeneye, Tank Girl, Desperado, The Basketball Diaries, While You Were Sleeping, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Casper, Copycat, A Goofy Movie, 4 Rooms, Mortal Kombat, Get Shorty, Outbreak, Babe, Mr. Holland's Opus, Mallrats, Crimson Tide, First Night, Cutthroat Island, Ace Ventura 2 When Nature Calls, The American President, Sabrina, Dangerous Minds, A Walk in the Clouds, Congo, Virtuosity, Father of the Bride Part 2, The Net, The Indian in the Cupboard, Rubble in the Bronx, and Nick of Time.
And some of them at the very top we recently went over in the neo-noir episode, so you guys should go check that out. Things like The Usual Suspects, 7, some of those.
But even without those, there's tons more to talk about.
There's so much to go through, so it's fine.
Because it had to be something like either PG or PG-13 for us to go and see.
Apollo 13.
No.
Mr. Holland's Opus.
No.
Empire Records.
No.
I don't know, man.
It was First Night.
Oh, okay.
With Sean Connery, Richard Gere.
I used to have that tape from TV.
Okay, did you really? Yeah.
I did. Julia Armand.
Yep, exactly.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but I used to love it.
I haven't either.
I don't know how well that would hold up now.
Goldeneye came out and it was a huge hit. And I'm glad you're bringing it up because it wasn't even just the movie, it was the game.
The game for Nintendo 64 was so cool.
I think the game is almost more iconic than the movie in some aspects because people have more memories of just playing that game over and over again.
Goldeneye was a big one.
Does it hold up?
I haven't seen it in a long time. Actually, the last time I watched it, I was like, yikes.
Yeah, we watched it not too long ago and I was like, oh, this isn't as good anymore. I'm glad you brought that one up because there was a lot of hype around that movie.
Yeah.
It was like a phenomenon that year, if you ask me, with the album and Coolio being in the video with Michelle Pfeiffer.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
That song was huge.
Oh my God, Michelle Pfeiffer, I had such a crush on her.
I know, right?
Jeans and a leather jacket.
She was such a badass in this movie.
And I'd grown up on Grease too, so I already had like kind of a, a mini crush on her anyways.
Batman Returns as well had already propelled her forward like that.
Meow.
Meow.
That was a home run from Ron Howard.
It really felt like it. They were on that, jet that does this over and over again, so they would get the zero weight.
The vomit comet.
Hold the camera a little lower, Tom.
Suddenly, like you think, hey, I'm upside down. No, I'm not. What's wrong? Why is it different? Oh, I'm floating.
What a pain in the ass. When I started learning about how they made that.
200 hours or something?
That's a lot.
Yes, so many times just to get the weightlessness scenes down. It was an entertaining action film, and of course Tim Curry's in it, and I love Tim Curry.
From Romania.
He is.
Verkema Homolka, formerly of Romania, free now of the chains of Ceausescu, traveling the world, doing good.
I think they were trying to be a little bit more accurate to the book with this one, because, I mean, we've talked about Jurassic Park, the book.
How different it is.
How different it is. It's such a dark and very violent kind of story, and the movie is done by Spielberg, so it's got a little bit more heart to it. Mortal Kombat! I loved it. Did you enjoy Mortal Kombat when it came out?
No, not really. It's not really my
movie.
your
thing?
And that's fine.
Was that not your game? I mean, I know you're not much of a gamer now, but was that not a thing for you when you were younger?
Yeah, because that was actually part of that early 90s thing that was such a big deal, Mortal Kombat, because it was so violent.
But Lambert's amazing.
Oh, yeah, Christopher Lambert,
Lord
he plays Raiden.
You've been chosen to defend the realm of Earth in a tournament called Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That's a great background
Absolutely.
movie. Super quotable.
Super quotable.
From start to finish, you can quote that movie.
Not a Rex Manning day.
You know, there's a lot of people that really hate that movie.
Really?
Or slice of life little movies like that.
Well, they aren't my friends.
They're not your friends.
I don't know people that don't like Empire Records.
I mean, I still think Mallrats holds up. I think it's got quotable jokes once
It's
again.
absolutely quotable.
Holy shit. I never thought I'd see the day when two such highly reputable mischief makers as yourselves douse their drawers at the side of a mall security guard.
And then Chasing Amy came out not too long after that, and that was the second one, and then I went back and saw it.
Chasing Amy is a good one. And then I think Dogma was right around the corner, actually.
It pissed so many people off.
Did you see he went out with the protesters and he protested his own film at his local theater and then was on the news?
I do remember that.
Yeah, it's such a great, memorable thing.
I don't think it stands for anything positive.
What does it stand for?
I don't know, but I've been told not good.
We haven't really talked about Casino and my love of Casino.
I know you're a big fan of that movie.
Big fan of that movie.
That's one of my favorite Sharon Stone performances, if not my favorite Sharon Stone performance.
I 100% agree with
She
you.
goes all in for
I think
that.
Total Recall is second for me with Sharon Stone. She's so manipulative in Total Recall.
And I love Basic Instinct, but man.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Still on the list of shame for me.
It introduced Chloe Sevigny. That was her first movie. It was Rosario Dawson's first movie. I don't know if you know that, but that was a big movie at the time because it was shot documentary style. It was all
handheld.
It was notorious at that time.
It's more him breaking down what really happened with his life. It's one of the cooler commentaries, and that is a hard movie to watch. But Leo's amazing, Mark Wahlberg is amazing, Bruno Kirby's amazing. There's a lot of disturbing sequences. Kind of reminds me of like when you sit down to watch Trainspotting. This is not going to be an easy watch. You will not enjoy this, but the performances,
like Requiem, anything like that.
Absolutely.
It's not pretty, but that's the point of the movie. But I love the Birdcage, and it's along the same line, and it's to Wong Foo. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Okay.
I had never seen that before. I thought it was hilarious.
There's been a lot of controversy about this movie recently.
Why?
Like, I've actually read 3 articles in the last few weeks about how Patrick Swayze was a bit of a diva on set. And Leguizamo says that he wasn't the easiest to work with while trying to make that movie. That I loved to death was Mr. Holland's Opus.
My wife loves that one too.
That one still brings me to tears every time I watch it. It wasn't even that long ago that I rewatched it, and I'm sitting there just like at the end when he's finally getting to play his song with all the students that he's helped over the years. It's impossible not to have the feels, and the fact that his son can't hear and he's just dealing with that. It almost feels like a documentary or like a biopic. But it's not based on a true story.
Did you know Stephen Herrick directed that? He also did Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That's an interesting fun fact.
Yeah, right?
No, I did not know that.
Okay.
What a crazy combo. But
I wasn't sure if you would know that. I was like, Sam Raimi did a Western? And then about 5 minutes into it, I was like, this is a Sam Raimi movie.
That's so cool. I'm assuming a lot of the same
Crash
low aggressive
zooms.
shots.
Yes. Actually, there are whole sequences when they're like counting down to a duel and the town clock is slowly ticking sort of thing. And it's just like crash zoom, crash zoom, crash zoom, crash zoom, crash zoom, crash zoom, crash zoom until it happens.
So that's when she gave me Rebel Without a Cause, the book.
Rebel Without a Crew.
Thank you. It's been a while. And you just talked about it.
I did.
Dirty. It was gritty. It was very different than the clean style shoot 'em ups that they were doing in Hollywood, and I really enjoyed a lot of the blood squibs. And then, of course, Cheech Marin's in it, and I love Cheech. And that's been a tradition now. They work together in almost everything that he does, it seems like.
And then I started working in all his movies, one after the other.
I don't have the attachment to it, but I've seen so many pieces of it.
I do.
I know I've seen the ending. I know I've seen the beginning because it's about the love of a woman, and then she gets kidnapped or killed or whatever, and then they're going to war, and then he ends up getting, pulled apart. Dude, there is a notorious thing where Jim Carrey said that he ran into Tommy Lee Jones right as he was signing on to do the movie.
He said, "Hey, Tommy, how you doing?" Like that, and the blood just drained from his face. like he had been thinking about me 24 hours.
You'd already done the movie.
It was just fucking, no, it was before the biggest scene we have together in the movie, and the blood just drained from his face, and he started shaking, and he got up and he went, like this. He must have been in mid-kill me fantasy or something like that. He was like, like this, and he went like to hug me, and he said, "I hate you. I really don't like you."
And the fact that he was doing this movie with him and he couldn't get out of his contract, so he did.
Oh, there was a contract.
Yeah, and so Tommy Lee Jones kind of came in. I don't know. Tommy Lee Jones is fun in that one.
Ridiculous.
He's ridiculous. I don't know.
The whole movie is ridiculous. So it's kind of, that's like,
it is.
That's like handing out, speeding tickets at the Indy 500. Like, what are we even talking about here? I know you don't smoke weed. I know this, but I'm gonna get you high today.
Friday, man.
It's Friday.
Hell yeah.
You ain't got no job, and you ain't got to do.
Absolutely.
Friday was one
a good
of my smoke movies. Yeah. We've talked about Hackers a lot. That's definitely on the list.
Mm-hmm.
The American President.
I was on my list as well. Yeah.
Higher Learning was a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one. I haven't seen that one for a while.
It was talking about a lot of things that other people weren't talking about.
about Rumble in the Bronx. I'm ashamed that we didn't dive into that a little bit deeper.
Wasn't one of my movies. I don't know it. I've never seen
This
it.
This is the first one that I saw of Jackie Chan.
right?
This is the movie that introduced me to him.
Okay.
And then this is what sent me down the pipeline of finding more of his VHS tapes, because that's what we were collecting at the time.
Super Cop. Meet the cop that can't be stopped.
Nick of Time came out this year. Johnny Depp, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that, where they kidnap his daughter and make him go kill.
Yep.
And Get Shorty came out this year.
Okay.
Then Babe. I cannot believe we didn't talk about Babe today. That's a perfect film. Once again, there's nothing wrong with that movie. It is made.
It's quirky, actually.
It's so smart.
It's got an Australian sensibility to it.
And it's heartfelt.
Which is interesting. It makes it feel not American.
The Net.
Sandra Bullock.
Also, I watched that one ad nauseum with Sandra Bullock, the conspiracy theory thing about the internet.
I might have seen that in the theater, actually.
You know, our Tommy Boy, we didn't even get to today. Great comedy.
Yeah.
Grew up with that one. Very quotable. What are your memories from 1995? What movies on this list did we forget? What also did you enjoy? Did you disagree with Justin on something? Please let him know in the comments. I would love to have more of that going on. Oh, man.
It's all right.
We're going to keep putting out great content every week. Stay tuned for more of that. Thanks for tuning in to us again on Back to the Podcast.
Thank you.